And we just started the recording, so everybody can see this afterward. So we're here to show you that. And so it's properly described as dunk tanks, superheroes, and hand racers. Oh my. We're gonna have lots of fun today. And I just wanna let you know that to have fun, I'm gonna give you some keys. Props, themes, goofy contests equal having fun. And isn't it appropriate during this time of COVID and being away from each other that it's so refreshing to have fun together? And so we're going to give you a few examples of how to do that. And one of the things I also want to stress is that having fun and these goofy contests doesn't have to cost any money, really. All of these props that I'm wearing and all of this in the background, I and my 2 children, 7 and 10, collected within 10 minutes in our house this morning. So I involved them in the fun. And I said, go find something in the house that you think will make mommy look funny and silly. And this is what they came up with. So it's not too hard to think about things that you could use that you already have at home. You just need to be creative and include others in that process. And the dollar store is your friend. So I've utilized that a lot when I look for props or games or prizes. So I want to also let you know that. So another thing that you can infuse in your campaign is trivia, and United Way trivia in particular. So I use this bell for my door prizes, and it sounds like this. Probably cost me $1. But I'm going to put out a trivia for you all here on the call. And I'm going to say, what number can you call to get the help you need in a moment of crisis? Put that in the chat and you will win a prize. What number can you call to get help you need in a moment of crisis? Ooh, Keith. Oh, Keith, you got it. 211. Keith, you win a United Way hat. And then I am going to use my prop that says, ooh, we did a lot on virtual last year, so there's a lot of this goofy stuff that I had to try to make fun virtually. So you never know, we might be in that virtual environment here soon as well. But this little tool of the cheesy ooh and ah is very helpful when you don't have people in front of you and you want to clean it up. So you get this lovely hat for answering that correctly. And now we're going to share screen, and Scott is going to share with you some campaign resources that will help you be creative in this process and make it easier for you to think of these things yourself.
All right, everybody can see my screen now. You can just nod or.
Yes.
Yes?
Yep.
Okay.
Right. Yep.
So this is just where you can go online to get some ideas of different events and things you can run for your campaign. We're also going to be explaining a lot of stuff that you can do in person, but I want you to be able to find this online. And again, I will send this out after the training so that you can find it as well. So I'm just going to run through a few of these. So this is on the campaign resources part of our webpage. And you can, like I said, on Tuesday, you can find a lot of the different information and visuals and everything you can use for your campaign will be located here. So you're going to scroll down to campaign experiences. And the first thing here is your incentive ideas. So these are the kind of things you can do as prizes, simple ideas of things that you can give away. we have a few things here, like hats and t-shirts, limited supply, but we do have them. So if you would like them, we're happy to work with you to get what we can here, stickers and everything. So that we have there. And then in the last year, we've had to come up with 2 different tiers here. We've got our in-person special event ideas. And these are probably the ones that people will be most familiar with: casino nights, car washes, all these sorts of general things, bag toss, everything that you'd have. And this runs through all of them there. You also have your virtual, which we've all had to come up with in the last year, which includes all of the different online options here. You got email bingo, which we can show you as well, a United Way one. Something that's been particularly successful has been the 32 auctions website. You can use that for up to 20 items for auction. After that, there is a small fee that you have to pay. But one thing to think about with the 32 auction site, you don't have to go out and buy things for it. Use the resources around you. Somebody bakes in your workplace, some baked cookies, baked goods always go over really well in these auctions. Somebody that happens to play a sport and be willing to do some coaching or personal training. Somebody who sings, they'd be willing to serve as a singing telegram. Those things are actually very effective and you don't have to go out of your way for them. Also, if you have unused gift cards or anything sitting around in your wallet, those are great as well. And then there's a few things we have online ready for you as well that you can use as resources. Day in the life is just an example you can use on what a day in the life in your contribution will see in Olmsted County. So 6 a.m. early drop-off for childcare begins as working families start their day. 7 a.m. student packs their homework into a backpack that they receive from Running Start for Schools, so on. You can see it and it'll help visualize exactly what your contribution will be doing in one day in Olmsted County. Then you have making choices activity. This will work as a in-person event. Basically, you take Smarties out and you have a certain number, 15 candies that you distribute out for each choice to really illustrate what choices people face when they're on limited resources and limited budgets, to really make it stark for people. And then a similar online version of that would be the Breaking the Cycle activity. And on this one, sorry, the website's being a little slow to load, but basically it has you go through and then actually make different choices on how you would actually be able to live on a limited resource in what would be considered poverty. And that one again is online, so you can just click on it and send the link to your colleagues. And so, sorry, it's being slow, but the last one is also bingo. You can print out the bingo card straight from the website, and we have all the instructions and everything there listed out on you just right underneath this one. So I won't make you have to sit and watch me try to load the website. So I'll go ahead and kick it back to Jennifer, who will go through some more fun stuff for you.
Hey everyone, hopefully you got some great ideas there to engage with your fellow colleagues and help them maybe visualize or understand the individuals and families that really their dollars are impacting when they give to United Way. And another thing that I wanted to mention is that since some of us may be still in a virtual world with their colleagues, there is an opportunity to collect dollars virtually. And that's through a platform that we have that we can provide to you that's called Mobile Cause. So we can give you a link for individuals to give, let's say like $5 to play a game virtually. Or if you want to do it in person, you can do that as well. And there's a text to give option that you can customize to your workplace. So your keyword would be, let's say, text BGCR to 41444, and then your employees or colleagues can text that and then give their dollars virtually. So just some really interesting ways to approach a virtual work environment and still include all of your employee base, whether they are on site or they are working virtually right now. And we just need to, Scott just needs to know if you want to take advantage of that, we need to set up that keyword for you in that mobile code page for you to utilize. So the next thing is we're gonna demonstrate some games that you can actually check out yourself from United Way. So United Way has multiple, I think 2 of each of these games right here, which one is spinning the wheel for a prize. The second is Plinko. And the third one is basically Punch a Bunch. It's called Fishing Hole Punch Game. And so I'm going to demonstrate these for you and show you how easy it is and how fun it is to engage with your fellow colleagues. The idea behind special events and having fun is one, to have fun, yes. Special events encourage employees to give just a little bit more and have fun at the same time. And it also engages employees that just don't want to fill out that pledge form, and it's just easier for them to say, okay, here's $5. I'm going to participate in XYZ. So to demonstrate this first game, I am going to call on someone. I'm going to call on Dana. Dana, you have a choice here. Actually, not a choice. You have an opportunity to win a prize. I've labeled all of these spots with a prize that I have here on the table. So I'm going to spin for you. If you were to do this virtually, I would spin for you. If you're here in person, you would spin for yourself. And let's say you set it at, you have to give $1 to win a prize, $5 to win a prize, whatever you want to set it at. And so I'm going to spin this for you, Dana, and we'll see what you win. So you win a United Way t-shirt. So I would show that t-shirt. We actually have them on right now. And I would give that to you. That's the prize that you would win. So you can kind of see the concept of that. So Dana, you're going to be getting a United Way t-shirt, an extra one. Can I see like a woohoo? Or maybe we do this. Ooh and ah. If you can't tell, I'm a cheesy person, so I'm the perfect person to do this. So another game that we're going to show you is Plinko. So I've also labeled my giveaways here. I did not label number 2 because I'm going to use that as a mystery surprise. So they don't know what they're actually going to win. So of course you would collect $1 per Plinko, whatever you want to do. And then I can either do this for you virtually, or you could have them on site doing this. So I didn't pick someone, but I'm going to pick Kelsey for this one. It landed in water bottle. So Kelsey, you're going to get a water bottle. And then I'm going to say, ooh, ah. I know you guys are thinking this is ridiculous, but I'm telling you, your coworkers will love it. The more that they can see you being ridiculous, the better it'll be. So again, if you don't feel comfortable being ridiculous in front of people, find someone you work with that does, because I realize not everybody wants to feel ridiculous or is willing to do that. I was really surprised that I got Jerome, our president, to wear a construction hat, and he's already in his suit and tie. So he was a little reluctant to do that, but he played along with me. So now we're going to do Punch a Bunch, and this is also available for you. And so to check out, so all you have to do again is to set that $1 limit for them to participate, and they get a chance to win something. So I'm going to ask Will. Will, it's your turn. And so I'm either going to do this for you if it's virtual, Or if you're in person, you get to do it. So we're gonna try to win something. All right. Is there anything in there? Well, you didn't win anything. I'm sorry. So
That's not the one I was gonna choose.
Oh, well, I know where the prize is, so that's kind of set up. So you get the concept. So you can put nothing in each one of these, or let's say put different things in each one. So the next person I'm gonna pick is Keith. I'm gonna pick this one for you, because I know that there's a prize in there. And it says, you're gonna win a water bottle. So, Keith, you get the water bottle. And then, so those are the 3 games that we have available for you to check out if you know, just to make it easy for you. If you just want to say, hey, I don't want to create these games, I just want to take it from you, I want to check it out and use it, and then bring it back, we can do that. I encourage you to get creative. And as Scott has mentioned, having a committee is really helpful with this. If you have to think of these things all by yourself, it's going to get really frustrating. And so the more people you can get around the table helping you think of these creative ideas and helping you run the campaign, the easier it's going to be for you and more successful. So I want to hand it over to you as audience participants. And I'd like to ask you to share any successes you've had with special events that you've had at your business or incentives. So I know there's people in here that I would think of, and I will call on you if you do not say something or you don't know. There's a couple people in this room that I can think of. Anyone?
Jen, this is Kelsey. I talked last time. Do I have to talk again?
Well, if you want to.
So on the last call that we had, one of the things that US Bank did was we did a 5K walk, and we brought friends, family, dogs, employees, and that was a really fun way to still stay within our COVID guidelines, but it was probably one of our most successful events.
Yeah, definitely. And I remember you invited other people that were not co-workers.
Yes.
I was with you, so know that we would love to be at any of these special events that you do, because then we get to meet people and make that human connection and put a face to United Way. And I remember one person in particular that was a friend of yours that probably has never donated to United Way, but pulled a $20 bill out of her pocket and said, here you go. I love United Way and what we're doing today. And without that opportunity, she probably would have never donated or known about United Way. So that's a way to engage. Kai, you work for Seneca, right? Is that right? Kai, do you work for Seneca or no?
No.
Phil, I'm sorry. I apologize. Philip, you work for
Yeah.
Seneca, right?
Yeah, I do work for Seneca.
Do you remember what your biggest incentive was or is in your campaign?
I've been at Seneca for like 2 months, so this will be my first one, really.
Well, here's your surprise.
Yeah.
Here's your surprise, is that Seneca, their #1 incentive, if you turn in your pledge form within a day of receiving it, you get put into a drawing for a week of PTO. Not a day, not an hour, a week of PTO. So you
That's
better
nice.
believe, yeah, you better believe that Seneca employees turn in their pledge forms the day after their kickoff, because they
Yeah,
want to get that done.
Yeah, it sounds like them. I'm pretty sure they turned it in immediately.
So you can see how incentives and games can work together to make your workplace campaign even more successful. Will, you might not know this, Rochester Public Schools actually received an award for their employee engagement and their fun special events. And it was actually for Bishop Elementary. Bishop Elementary, their workplace coordinator, organized a pumpkin decorating contest for all of the teachers to participate in. The teachers engaged with students who helped them decorate the pumpkins, and then both students and staff were able to donate whatever they could, a penny, a quarter, $20, whatever it is. There was a jar in front of each pumpkin in each classroom, and I think they raised $2,000-3,000. It was amazing. It was amazing. And it both engaged with employees as well as students, or in some cases, some of you might have clients. So another success story that I would share with you is that, so ABC does kind of the same thing. So we're talking about ability building community. Their clients also are participating in their campaign. And what they do is they operate a jail and bail. So they mark out a corner of their building, and then they use black and white streamers, top to bottom. You can imagine they're creating a jail cell per se, and the clients love being able to lock up their the staff members there. So, you know, they have really great relationships with their clients. So they love locking up that person that they love at work. And then that person has to pay a certain amount to get out. So of course, working with a clientele base at ABC, they're not going to set the amount very high. So I think maybe their base was maybe 25 cents or $5. I can't quite remember, but you can kind of see how that could engage other people beyond employees. We also had another one of our program partners that had a silent auction that they also opened up to the families that were coming to that preschool. So they not only engaged with employees, but they allowed the families to also be a part of that fund, and they raised more dollars than what they would have on their own as just employees. So those are a couple of opportunities that I'd like you to consider. We have our typical, a lot of you are new to special events, so this is maybe not typical for you to think about. But very popular things that we see happen are KTTC does a sock off. So if you got people that really love their socks at work, this is a really cool opportunity to have a sock off, and you vote for your favorite person's socks. And that's where that special event comes in. And then of course you can post these things on social media, et cetera, tag United Way, and then you get some extra exposure on social media for your organization or your business. The city and the county have done a duck race. So you can imagine the city has offices on one side of the river. The county has offices on the other side of the river. So both organizations have an opportunity to buy a duck that has a number on it. And then they let the ducks off, and they have a finish line, and whoever's duck wins, they get a prize. So I think when I first came to United Way, this was highlighted on KAMT. We had news crews coming to watch the duck race. That's how big it was. But you can see how you could raise a little bit more money just by being creative like that. Of course, you know, casual days might work for some organizations. They might not for others. So you can get casual day stickers to wear jeans for the day, to wear flip-flops for the day, to wear your favorite team sport jersey for the day or hat. You know, I have all of my Halloween costumes in the back here, which yes, they are all my costumes. And you could, if your campaign is in October, have a contest based around costumes and see which costume people like the best. And they vote with their $1 or their $5 or whatever you set that for. Very popular as well is food. So anytime you can bring people around food, that's really successful. In a COVID environment, we'll have to see if that works or not. But contests with food really work. So here at United Way, we do a chili cook-off. We give out a silly trophy that's handmade. And so the winner carries it around for the next year. So of course, to taste the chilies, to vote on the chilies, which one's the best, then you of course are charging that $1 to vote. Shields this year is doing a hot dish cook-off, which I think is a really cool spin on cook-offs. So they're having everyone that wants to participate to bring their favorite hot dish and have that voted on. So that's really cool. Oh, Mayo Clinic, because they have, imagine they have lots of work units that do this, but they have someone that made a quilt. I mean, this quilt was fabulous. And people got an opportunity to win that quilt. And that was their big special event. I'm pretty sure they raised about $5,000 just off of that quilt drawing. So I realize Mayo Clinic is a huge organization. You're never going to probably make $5,000 on a special event, but you can imagine what you could do if you had someone that could offer their talents, their skills, and just make that fun to participate with. And then one thing that I took from Rotary, whenever we have a Rotary meeting, you can, at the beginning of the meeting, say, I have a happy $1. And what that is, let's say my daughter Madison, it's her birthday. I'm going to give a happy $1 for my daughter's birthday and put it into the basket. So if you were to have that at staff meetings and encourage happy dollars and, you know, able to engage your employees and share and join celebration with them, I think that's a really great idea too. And there's lots and lots of other ideas. You saw the like 5-page document that has all of those ideas on it. So I encourage you to look at that, be creative, have fun. This is what we want to do, is have fun. We realize that raising money often can feel not as fun. What we want to do is inform employees and colleagues about why they might consider giving and what United Way does in our community, and then make it fun. Remind them throughout the campaign that they're making a difference, but we're also engaging with them and having fun. So it encourages connections with colleagues. It encourages, you know, it just positive attitudes. It's just so beneficial to do these things, and you can do them and support a great cause as well. So I'm looking at the time here. We're going to do another trivia. And this time I'm going to use, instead of my doorbell, I'm going to use my dinger. And I'm going to pick on Philip. I'm sorry. That was wrong. Totally wrong. That's not a prize. It is a trivia question. The trivia question is, and you put it in the chat to win a wonderful pair of United Way socks that you could wear for your sock off. Hint, hint. What United Way program delivers over 5,000 books a month to kids in Olmsted County from birth to kindergarten. What program delivers over 5,000 books a month to kids in Olmsted County from birth to kindergarten? Dolly Parton, yes. Jackie, yes. Dolly Parton Imagination Library. And if you don't know what that is, or you haven't experienced it, we provide a book a month. Here's an example of a book, and it is in your campaign toolkit that you can use as a prop. So over 5,000 kids are getting a book a month from birth to kindergarten. As soon as you have a child in Olmsted County, your packet that you leave with has a sign-up form for Imagination Library in it. So anyone that gives birth in Olmsted County has a chance to have their child get a book a month from birth to kindergarten. This is so important of a program because it encourages literacy, it encourages quality family time together. My kids, age 7 and 10, received a book a month, birth to kindergarten, and I can tell you, they looked forward to the day that they got their own book in the mail once a month, addressed to them, and they were so excited to read it and read it with me. So this is Dolly Parton Imagination Library, and it's provided not by Dolly Parton. It is provided by United Way of Olmsted County. It costs about $30 per kid per year. So you can do the math, and it is something that we invest pretty heavily in. I think that we're at the point where you're probably tired of looking at Slash on the screen. That's supposed to be funny. I don't see anybody laughing. Nobody's laughing. Okay. I see a little bit of a smile, and some of you, I can't see your faces. So some housekeeping items. We need to make sure you get your materials, your campaign bags that have everything in it that you need to run a successful campaign. If you have not picked that up, please reach out to Scott and he will get it to you or make arrangements for you to pick it up. If we do not have your campaign dates, if you've not told Scott what that is, or haven't made the decision of when those campaign dates are, please do that as soon as possible. That helps us help you prepare and for us to be able to support you in the best way possible and help you have a fun time doing that and get the support that you need to make your campaign successful. Scott, did I miss anything else?
Nope.
Nope. Okay. So does anyone have any questions?
Yeah, I have a question.
Sure.
So with the special events, I'm guessing, is it just one event? Like, do we choose between a dunk tank or the hand raisers?
You
Just
can
one?
choose, you can choose anything and as many as you want to. For me,
Okay.
often the most successful campaigns have a 4-week campaign and they do one special event each week.
Okay.
You don't have to do that, but that's really where I've seen the most success because that special event reminds people about the giving opportunity each week during the campaign. So, you know, if they forgot about turning in their pledge form on week 1, they're reminded about giving on week 2 because of a special event, or week 3 because of a special event, or week 4 because of that final special event or incentive. That's why a lot of people use incentive is to get those pledge forms in right away, so you're not having to chase down pledge forms. So they usually give their top prize or possibility to win a top prize right away in their campaign, so they get as many in as possible.
Okay, so it can either be one day or it can be a period of time.
Yep. You
Okay.
decide how you want to do that. If you want to start out, if you're new to this and you just want to start out with one special event, do one special event.
Okay.
I want you to do whatever you feel comfortable with. I guess what I would say about special events is that they're just a good reminder for people about the giving opportunity if you space them out over your campaign period, which often is 4 weeks. So you have your kickoff on week 1, you have maybe special events on week 2 and 3, and week 4, after you've wrapped everything up, you have like a thank you activity. So some businesses do ice cream social, some businesses might do a fun activity. It just depends on what you want to do. And that's why I think it's really important for you to involve other people in this, because having other creative juices at the table and more hands obviously make the work light, or the work load a little bit lighter when you have more people involved. I would just encourage some of those best practices. Any other question? And just to let you know, in your campaign envelope, there is like a manila envelope that's where your special event dollars go, and you turn those into United Way when you're done. And then there's a big white envelope, which all your pledge forms go into. And for payroll deduction, remember, there's a checklist on the back of the envelope for everything you need to check off before you turn it into United Way. But one of those things is making sure that you keep a copy of the pledge form so you can give that to your human resources for payroll deduction, or else human resources doesn't know who wants to give through payroll deduction, if that makes sense. We can do a little bit of back work on our end if you forget to do that, because we are entering them into our system and we know, but it takes a long time for us to process all of the envelopes that are coming in when we're running 120 different campaigns that are coming in anytime between September and December. And a lot of our envelopes are coming in right in December. So if you can imagine processing that many gifts in December, it takes us a while to get those into our system. And that brings me to another point. Those campaign envelopes, we have lots of those for you. So I would encourage you to turn those campaign envelopes in as you go throughout the campaign, because when you wait until the end of your campaign, we're not able to thank donors until we get that campaign envelope here. So the faster we can get your campaign envelope here, the faster that we can thank donors and really show that we appreciate them, because we do. But what often happens is that someone will hold on to that campaign envelope for 2 months, and then we get it, and it takes us a month to process. And so that donor is not thanked for 4 or 5 months, and they wonder why. They don't understand the back end process. And we want to ensure that every donor is shown appreciation and acknowledged as soon as possible, if that makes sense. Okay. Any other questions? Any other suggestions or aha moments or anything else? Since I can't see very many faces, I feel like I'm acting a fool right now. So know that I do this in fun, and I do this for the benefit of you seeing me silly. And it probably helps them like a 7 and 10-year-old, and this is what I do on a daily basis. So I encourage you, have fun, engage with your employees, and know that all of the dollars that you're helping to raise are helping individuals and families in our community be more successful in life, and we're helping them overcome barriers that a lot of us have not even experienced ourselves. So it's kind of hard to think about that if you've never experienced barriers in your life. So we're just trying to do our best to tell the story. And we could not do that without you as workplace champions. So from the bottom of my heart, I really want to thank you for helping to raise those dollars to invest back into our community for the good of the community and individuals and families who really need us most.
I have a question,
Sure.
real quick.
Yeah.
So, here at Family Promise Rochester, there's only 3 of us,
Mhm.
and my role for Family Promise Rochester is a volunteer and family services coordinator. So it's on me to recruit, orient, and manage volunteers with these
Yeah.
same techniques and games and whatnot. Could I,
Yeah.
would it be okay, like, to still use it for like volunteering and, you know,
Oh, yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
even feel like I'm asking that question right, but
Yeah. Any way that you can engage is better than not doing anything, right? And I would also encourage you, there's a few of you that are nonprofits that are funded or have been previously funded by United Way. So you've seen the benefits of United Way being able to give those resources out. I would encourage you, one, as an organization, to share your story with individuals and how United Way has affected your organization or has affected your organization. And I would also encourage you, as a part of your campaign, to, as a nonprofit, make sure that you're providing volunteer activities to put on our Get Connected site, which is what we use for businesses to pick from when we're doing volunteerism with businesses in their campaigns. So I know Family Promise Rochester, I was out there with Kemp one year. So that was really rewarding for me and the Kemp's employees. I know Boys and Girls Club, we've done volunteer activities at Boys and Girls Club. So for nonprofits that are on this call, know that what we're doing, we're engaging with your organizations and trying to also teach other companies about opportunities to volunteer with you. So if the more we can make those connections with the employees outside of those nonprofits that are also running campaigns, that's going to benefit you as an organization and our community as a whole. Because I would 10 times rather someone volunteer first than ask them for dollars, but often that's not what happens. I just encourage you to get on that Get Connected site. And also as a business, you can get on that Get Connected site to look for opportunities if you want to do those on your own. Also, we always talk about 211, which is our comprehensive resource and referral line that's available in this area, 24/7, multilingual. If you have not updated your information on 211 for the nonprofits that are on this call of what services you provide and who the right contact is, I encourage you to connect with Scott, who will then connect you with Grace, who is in charge of 211. Because the reason it is so comprehensive is because we include nonprofits in the data upload of how to connect and where to connect in the community. So we really rely on nonprofits in our area to update that on a regular basis. Which is both a benefit to the nonprofit as well as the corporations that may, especially during COVID, have employees that are looking for those services that they might be in a crisis and they might need during COVID that they never thought they were going to need. I'm sure that Kai, you can understand that, and Axel, you can understand that, that you probably had an influx of need, and a lot of people that haven't experienced that crisis in their life have because of COVID. Any other questions? Comments? You get 8 minutes back in your day. You gotta like that.
So are we supposed to be receiving something? after
Yes.
this?
You will get a follow-up. As long as we have you as the workplace champion in our system, you should have been getting emails for the last 3-4 months. But what we'll do after this is that Scott will follow up with an email to all of our workplace champions with a recording of this training, as well as links to all of the resources that we went through. And
Okay.
also how to check these out. And maybe a few other tidbits that we think would be important for you to know.
I wasn't able to make it for the last training. Was that recorded as well?
Yep, all of our
Okay.
trainings have been recorded. So even if you recruit committee members after this, you can refer them to the recordings 1, 2, and 3 to get them kind of up to speed on what you learned.
Okay.
Does that make
And
sense?
will those also be attached to the email follow-up?
We will make sure that this third email follow-up will have all 3 recordings linked to them, but they're also on that campaign resource general page. They are linked on there as well. So that campaign resource page is going to be really crucial for you. I would tag it to the top of your computer right now because it has lots and lots of great information. So, but Scott is your main contact. So if you have any other questions, be sure to reach out to Scott. Of course, you can reach out to me too. Or, you know, anyone here at United Way would be very willing to help you out any way we can. But Scott really is the person that's going to support you and help you be as successful as possible in your campaign.
Awesome.
Okay, it is now 12:55. And you still have 5 minutes in your day. Given back to you. Any other questions? Thank you so much. I hope that, you know, being able to look at me being silly has provided you some inspiration, because if I can do it, you can do it. And thank you so much for what you do.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too.